As National Youth Homeless Awareness Month is coming to an end, I spoke with the Chief Executive Officer of Bridge Over Troubled Waters, a local nonprofit in Boston that gives housing and support to young people. And I spoke with her about how far they've come just this last year alone. I know we're kind of nearing the end of National Youth Homeless Awareness Month, and we've been talking about this weekly. Give us a sense of where Bridge Over Troubled Waters is right now after coming through such a difficult year, and how much awareness about youth homelessness. It's so important that people understand the numbers and what's going on.
Thank you, Paula. Yes, it's a national effort to raise awareness about the crisis of young people experiencing homelessness during National Homeless Youth Awareness Month. But as you know, young people are affected with homelessness 365 days a year, right?
Right.
And so the unique challenges to our young people face, I'm not aware if did you know that 1 in 13 young people the ages of 13 to 25 have experienced homelessness over a 12-month period. That's like estimated about 4 million young people a year. Did you know that Black and brown youth have an 83% higher risk of becoming homeless? Did you know that LGBTQ youth are 120% more likely to experience homeless? And did you also know that over 1,400 students in Massachusetts are homeless and unaccompanied? That's twice as many in a decade.
So let me ask you, when you're so many of these people, the clients behind the statistics that you're talking about, 4 million young people who find themselves homeless really as teenagers, for whatever reason, their families have kind of turned them out. They have found themselves unwelcome at home. And so they are fending for themselves on the street. I know a year ago, we spoke with then Mayor Walsh because during the pandemic, it was so important for social distancing, and Emerson College stepped up and provided dorm rooms for Bridge so that you had a place for young people to go. What's your challenge right now heading into this winter time that you want people to know about in the city of Boston?
Well, thank you for asking. Yes, last year we had Emerson step up to the plate. This year, we are working with Boston Hostel International to let us use some space. So because the colleges are back up and young people are still going to school, and which is great, we don't have that space anymore. And so we have to find and rent spaces in other areas. And we have to expand from our 5 days to 7 days a week, our programming here at Bridge. So we're able to provide spaces for our young people and be able to cover the social distancing and a place for them to come in with no questions asked, and when it's cold outside, that they have a space.
And you received some remarkable donations this year. I know we talked about how the Kraft Family Foundation and Highland Street gave you $200,000 to expand those day programs. Liberty Mutual Foundation gave Bridge its biggest donation ever, $2.5 million. Is this the kind of work that money can go towards finding these youth hostel locations? What other kinds of work will that money help out with?
Those are all the Kraft Family, Highland Street, and Liberty Mutual have stepped up to the plate, and they really do believe that young people deserve a chance, and whatever chance that means, let's get it, right? And so they provided the funding for us to be able to expand our housing footprint to make sure the Liberty Mutual gift that we're able to provide housing for our young people. It also expands our awareness for National Homeless Awareness Month. So people are aware that it's 365 days a year, and they support us through that to provide counseling and staffing for the young people that are coming through. When the pandemic hit, from March 2020 to March 2021, we saw 1,000 more young people during that time in 1 year increase to Bridge. And so this backing and this resources will help us expand from 5 days to 7 days to the winter months, so young people have access to Bridge when they need it the most. So we're grateful for their gift, and they're standing and looking at National Homeless Youth Awareness Month and saying young people are important important, and we need to get to them sooner than later.
Sure. And I think my favorite thing about Bridge is that you're not just a warm place to stay or a place to get something to eat. You always work with these children and young people individually to help them with their education, help them find jobs, help them get their first apartment and achieve independence so that they do not become permanently homeless. And is there one particular client that you can talk about who achieved that path to independence? There must be a favorite story you have of some youth who benefited from the program.
There's many, and I'm staring at one from my desk right now that graduated BU during this time. He started with us when he was 16 and used our Welcome Center, used our Transitional Day program that the Craft and the Highland Street Foundation are funding, used our Transitional Living program and our Liberty House that the Liberty Mutual Foundation has been funded, and he's graduated college at BU. He is savings, has his own apartment. He's doing well. And I always say, we're the University of Life Skills for kids. We do not give up. And we have our young people, we support them throughout every aspect. And looking at his picture, it's pretty awesome, Paula. I wish I can show it to you maybe later.
Yeah, that's just a tremendous success story. And, I love the illusion of Bridge, but I also love to think of it as sort of a web of parenting that people in the city of Boston step in to help rescue these young people and send them on to a life like that young man who graduated from BU. So congratulations to him, and thanks so much for all the work you do. And we hope you have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. And thank you so much for thinking of our young people.
Thanks, Elisabeth.